Namaste. Today, the topic of discussion is overthinking. What is overthinking? What triggers, what causes overthinking? And most importantly, how we can overcome overthinking, how we can stop overthinking. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon for notifications. Also, please like, comment, and share this video. Now, what is overthinking? Overthinking is when we constantly worry about the same thing, or in other words, we have the same thought or set of thoughts running in our heads repeatedly. So that's overthinking. And what triggers it? What causes us to overthink? Well, it's usually triggered by worrying about our past and future. Everybody worries about their future. It could be thinking about the consequences of the decisions being taken in the present, or, okay, I've written this exam. What's the result going to be like? The result is not here yet, but we do tend to worry about our results. And we also tend to worry about the future of the people we care about due to the present situations in our lives. So we are not worried about our future, but also the future of our loved ones. I think the parents can relate better to this situation when they're worried about their kids. Now, thinking in moderation is okay and normal, as we do have thoughts running in our heads, in our brains. But it becomes a problem if it goes out of control and we begin to compulsively think about something without control. We do sometimes worry about our past as well. That is, we constantly have thoughts about our past. And if our past experiences were not good, if we suffered from some childhood trauma, or if we had a disturbed past, we tend to think about it. This is directly proportional to the future as well. The thoughts could be like, what if it happens again? For example, if you had a difficult financial situation in your past and it was a difficult period in your life, you tend to think about it, worrying if it happens all over again. What if I have a financial crisis in my life again? So things like that. And also, past experiences or past negative experiences that we had, or whatever past traumas that we had, leave impressions which are carried into our adulthood as well, which mentally disturbs us and hence which causes us to overthink. Now, what are the negative effects of overthinking on our mind and body? Well, overthinking may cause anxiety, stress, procrastination. You may push all the things to do for a later time, a later date, which also causes inaction and which leads to frustration, and eventually, in extreme cases, it may even lead to depression. Now, how to stop overthinking? There are five basic things that we can do to stop overthinking. And that is, number one, be in the present. Now, for example, let's say you're going up a flight of stairs and you skip 2 or 3 steps and you take 4 steps at a time. So don't do that in life. Apply that theory in life. Take 1 step at a time. That is, be in the present moment. Concentrate on things to do today rather than thinking about tomorrow. Don't get ahead. And if you do this, it's a win-win situation, because if you take care of your present and do everything that is to be done today, then automatically your future is taken care of. Don't worry about the future and past. If you worry about your future or past events in the present, we really are just wasting our time, as it does not yield anything. And we tend to think about things which are not really under our control, or maybe have nothing to do with reality. The future and the past are both dead in the present. That is, the past is gone, it's over. And the future is, well, not here yet. So if it's not here yet, in other words, it's dead, right? It has not arrived yet. So both the future and the past are dead. The best that we can do in the present is learning from our past, applying that in the present, hence eventually setting a better future for ourselves. So that's point number one, be in the present. Number two is ask yourself logical questions when you tend to overthink. We tend to overthink about certain thoughts that run in our brains, and usually these are negative thoughts, or in other words, thoughts that disturb our mind, and we tend to overthink on those thoughts. So in this case, ask yourself some logical questions like, why am I worrying about this? How many times has this happened before? Am I making things up in my mind? How many times have my thoughts really come true? Do I constantly worry about silly things? So, if you ask questions like this, you'll find that most of the answers to these questions are like in the positive. They're like, yeah, I do constantly worry about silly things. And yeah, most of my thoughts do not come true. I just worry about something, but the reality is far from it. So, that's point number two. Ask yourself logical questions. Point number three is engage yourself in some or the other activity. Now, you will notice that mostly thoughts come to us when we have absolutely nothing to do. When we sit idle, we tend to think about so many things, and unwanted thoughts are the major portions of it. So, in order to stop overthinking, engage yourself in some activities when you have nothing to do. It could be anything. You can follow your passion, whatever it may be: singing, dancing, reading, writing, cooking, playing some instrument, whatever that calms you. And if you don't feel like doing anything, you can even just go out for a walk in the park. So that's point number three. Engage yourself in some or the other activity. So now point number four is practice meditation, yoga, and workout. Now take some time out of your day, at least 30 minutes, to practice meditation, yoga, or some form of physical activity. You can even go to the gym and work out. You can do gardening, cleaning your house, etc. etc. Meditation in yoga, particularly pranayama in yoga or breathing exercises, help you relax and calm your mind and eventually stop you from worrying. So, pranayama is very, very important if you want to control overthinking. The breathing exercises. Now, I have made another video completely on pranayama and the breathing exercises. So please do check that out. There's a link in this video that you're seeing right now. So click on that and you can even practice those pranayamas. Now, when you practice meditation in yoga, especially pranayama, it helps in keeping your mind and body relaxed and healthy. And last but not the least, point number five is when you're overthinking, always remind yourself that it's only a thought. It's only a thought. Whenever we worry, we can notice that it's always based on things that are not true. Or, in other words, we worry about things that aren't really real, and our thoughts itself are not real. They are made up in our brains, and they're not real. Most of them are not real. So, remind yourself that it's only a thought and not reality. If you're conscious that it's only a thought and not reality, so, and even if you do overthink sometimes, even if you do think about some things, you will not take it seriously because deep in our subconscious, we know that it's not a reality, it's just a thought. So, when we know that it's just a thought, we don't take it as seriously as we do. So, that's point number five. Always remind yourself it's only a thought. So, that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next. Until then, be good, do good. Namaste.